Hello, everyone. It's me checking in once again, and it happens to be a special day. Now, in our church, we're doing a series on the book of Jonah. And for many of us, the book of Jonah has always been thought of as a Sunday school story, a tale for kids, and about a whale, etc. And the Bible does not mention a whale; it just says a big fish. But the truth of the matter is that the story of Jonah goes way deeper, in the sense that Jonah was called to give a message, but to a people that he really didn't like. Normally, prophets were called to Israel, and in this case, Jonah was being called to speak to the Gentiles, not only Gentiles, but the Assyrians and the city of Nineveh, which was the capital of the Assyria at that time. And Jonah was not having it. Jonah literally, it says in verse 3 of chapter 1, but Jonah ran away from the Lord. That's a daring move to run away from God. But we do it all the time. God places us in situations and surrounds us with people that are not necessarily like us. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. We who have a message of hope, love, acceptance, and forgiveness are called to share it with everyone. And those lines of us and them are erased by what Jesus did on the cross. Now, Jonah had a lot of things going on in his heart and mind. I mean, these people had been cruel and were known for being brutal and vicious. And he was called to them, and his reluctance was pretty much coming from a place of hatred, of prejudice, yes, racial, religious, pride as well. You know, hello, this God is our God. You know, why is he going to extend mercy to these people? And we look at this story and we're like, oh my goodness, how can you abstain from sharing something that's good? How can you hold back and withhold hope for a people? Well, you don't have to look far, because today is June 19th. And for those of you who are unaware, June 19th is a holiday in the United States, and it commemorates a sad moment where good was withheld from a people. And in this case, it was the issue of slavery. Now, the Emancipation Proclamation was put into effect in 1863. And many slave owners went to Texas, and for 2 years and a half continued to practice slavery. And it wasn't until the Union Army sent troops to Galveston, Texas, to enforce the Emancipation Proclamation on June 19th, 1865, that all of the United States finally was made aware and began enforcing this Emancipation Proclamation, the freedom of all slaves in all of the United States. And I think of this because it's easy for us to judge Jonah, but how many times, I mean, in our history, good has been withheld, mercy has been withheld, freedom has been withheld. And today on Juneteenth, which is the name of the holiday, on Juneteenth, which is from June 19th, we remember that in the United States, good, mercy, compassion, and justice was withheld. And we celebrate that finally it did arrive, and it is still being worked out. I mean, there are still people who are like Jonah, that at the end of the book still hated everybody and still didn't understand why God was merciful to these people, those people. And to this day, there are still people who are resentful. And yeah, I'm not going to continue because it'll become heated very quickly. But We, on another level, on a different level, many times withhold good from others. Those of you who are believers and who have the privilege of knowing what this book says, and of course, some people say that it's full of violence, it's full of so many negative things, but when you read through it and you study through it and you see what the thread is, the thread throughout is the mercy and the love of God for all people. And many times that goodness, that mercy, that grace, that compassion, and that love is withheld because, well, somebody else will do it, or because I don't know enough, or because those people are different from our people. Well, there's no room for that. And so I am going to place in the description a link to a message given by Dr. George Mason. He was the senior pastor at Wilshire Baptist Church in Dallas, Texas, and he gave a wonderful message on Jesus, Jonah, and Juneteenth. And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope that today you celebrate that moment when freedom was made known to all. And those of you who are believers, I hope that you take the message that freedom, true freedom, spiritual freedom has been made available to all through Jesus Christ. Yeah, through Jesus. Oh, Jonah, and yay, Juneteenth. Hope you have a wonderful day here on Everyday Eternal, trying to find eternal truths in everyday situations. It's Juneteenth. Don't be a Jonah. Be and share more of Jesus. Shalom.